And on behalf of Marian University and Sunny 97.7, I'd like to welcome you to our second Veteran of the Month program here at Marian University. We're honored to have a veteran with us here today who we'll be introducing in just a couple of moments. But before we bring Andy up here, I'd like to just pause a moment for the remembrance of Pearl Harbor, which we celebrated the anniversary of that this past Sunday with 1,178 wounded and 2,403 killed. Of course, Pearl Harbor initiated the U.S. to get involved in World War II. So let's pause for a moment to remember those lost in Pearl Harbor this past Sunday. Thank you. Shortness. Let's bring up right now Andy Miller, who is the Student Veteran Organization Advisor. Andy?
Thank you. So, good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending our Veteran of the Month ceremony. Today we gather here at Marian University to honor and to pay gratitude for one of those that have served our country. Thank you for participating. Ever since Emerson's proverbial shot heard around the world, American men and women have been answering the nation's call of duty. These men and women, no matter where they serve, were either selected or volunteered themselves to give the ultimate sacrifice for our nation's freedom. Our small gathering is just a tiny spark compared to the flames of pride that burn across the country for all of them. Each branch of service has its own set of values that it relies upon as the core to its foundation. Here at Marian University, we rely on our own core values to inspire us in every aspect of our life. Community, learning, service, social justice, and spiritual traditions are not just words. They are the foundation that guides everything we do at Marian. We look to honor a local veteran each month that personifies those values, having not only served our nation, but also within our own community. Your presence here today is a tribute to Richard, those serving and who have served, and those troops and their families who made the greatest sacrifice. It is a way we say remember, that we remember, and thank you. Before I finish, I ask you to please take a moment during this holiday season to think about and pray for those service members who won't be home for Christmas. I can say from personal experience that it's an especially difficult time of year, both for the service member overseas and for their families back at home. So thank you for attending today. God bless you and your families, our service members, and God bless America.
Thank you, Andy. We have our website with a nomination form at sunny977.com that you can nominate a deserving veteran, and you can do that because we're going to be having a ceremony each month for the next year. We had one in November on Veterans Day and today, and throughout the next year as well. At this point, I'd like to read the nomination form and the nomination for Richard Evans, who calls Fond du Lac home. He'd served in the U.S. Navy Reserve for 20 years. In his 20 years of service, he was called up to serve in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003. He landed in Kuwait on his 40th birthday, leaving his 8-year-old son and me home. Richard served as one of the chief of security for Camp 92, a base camp stationed in Kuwait, and at times housed as many as 1,200 soldiers. His battalion built the bridges over the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, which allowed the U.S. military to sneak in and take over Baghdad. Richard was also chief of security for many convoys that he traveled into the heart of Baghdad. Richard acquired several injuries while he served in Iraq, some of which are visible, but many are not, as with most soldiers of war. He is now a disabled vet due to trauma endured while serving in Operation Iraqi Freedom. After arriving back to Wisconsin, I was given the proud honor of pinning several medals on my husband, one of which was the U.S. Navy Achievement Medal. The special medal was awarded to Richard for his strong show leadership in the Navy. Richard would be very humbled to know I was nominating him for this award. He saw his role in the U.S. Navy and to his commitment to his fellow soldiers as his duty to his country. I'm so proud of my husband. That was from Wendy, who nominated her husband, Richard Evans, as our Marian University December Veteran of the Month. Richard, come on up. It's a pretty powerful nomination there, isn't it?
Yes. Hard to keep cheering up.
If you could explain one of maybe the more interesting parts of being in the Navy and some of the things that you remember about serving.
Well, you get lots of interesting training. I was trained as a builder, so anything construction-wise we do. Building airfields, landing areas was one of the big things we first did. Hospital zones, things like that, places to eat. All those support things that the Marines are going to need. And of course, combat skills. You get to go through the gas chamber and puke your guts out and fun stuff like that you never forget. But the biggest thing is, of course, the camaraderie. You bond with people that you'll remember for the rest of your life. And,
Operation Iraq was a long, enduring process. Did you ever think, my goodness, when is this going to end?
Every day. Yep. There's a lot of monotony, of course. You go through a lot of the same things every day, but then there's always the unexpected, of course. You never know when you're going to be attacked and things like that. So a bit of anxiety at the same time. So,
were you walking on pins and needles a lot during this operation?
Pretty much every day.
What advice would you give to folks that are thinking about joining the Navy or any branch of the military? What would you tell them?
Join the Air Force. They have a requirement that every base has a pool, which we had to build for them and we weren't allowed to swim in.
Anything else?
Well, the Navy, of course, has some great experiences. Every force has a grand array of things that you can do. And if you're thinking of serving, of course, that's a great opportunity.
Richard Evans is our Marian University December Veteran of the Month. Please. Sorry. For Richard, what he receives here is a prize package, which includes kind of a dine around Fond du Lac package, so some goodie certificates in there for you, along with some other great local certificates. And Richard also receives a plaque from Sunny 97.7 and Marian University. It says, Marian University recognizes you as the Veteran of the Month. Your hard work, dedication, and sacrifice is greatly appreciated. And Richard will be able to put his photo, as we're going to take in a couple of moments next to the flag, in the photo here. So we will award you that as well. And Richard also receives a 3-credit course courtesy of Marian University to be redeemed in the spring or the interim there. So we'll look forward to you attending as well. Okay. Thank you so much, Richard. Again, congratulations to you. Richard Evans, our Marian University and Sunny 97.7 Veteran of the Month. We will have another Veteran of the Month presentation and dedication coming up in January, so we look forward to having you back as well. Anything else to say, Richard?
That's it. Thank you again.
Andy, anything else to add here? No? Okay. Again, thank you so much for coming today, and we'll see you in January for our nomination of our Veteran of the Month.